And we do have an important message from Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, to the XRP community. Is the bottom in for XRP? Or actually XRP is going to drop to much lower levels? In this video, I'm going to give you some of the most important levels you must be watching on the charts. We're going to talk about the macro scenario, and at the end, I'm going to tell you my honest opinion about XRP price action. So stay tuned, let's get started. Just a recap, if you haven't watched some of my previous videos, XRP lost a major support level at $1.60. This means we entered the apocalyptic zone, and this is quite dangerous. We don't have a lot of support levels on the chart, and right now it seems that XRP reached a local bottom. But that can change overnight. I gotta tell you something. Despite the entire craziness surrounding BTC and the Epstein files, despite all of the shocking news of BTC being mentioned in the Epstein files with early BTC developments funded by Jeffrey Epstein, besides MicroStrategy liquidation price and Michael Saylor being underwater, there is one more problem. There is, in fact, one more indicator that's being overlooked by 99% of crypto creators. Crypto prices are highly affected by multiple scenarios. Crypto charts are like a multi-dimensional chess game. The markets go beyond just charts. What will determine crypto prices is far beyond just arbitrary lines on the charts. Multiple factors actually affect both XRP, BTC, and the entire crypto scenario, but one of them is being currently overlooked. As I just mentioned, we have all the bad news with the Epstein files, but everyone is forgetting about the S&P 500. There is a high correlation between the S&P 500 and cryptocurrencies, and unfortunately, in the last cycle, this correlation has been unilateral. When the S&P 500 goes up, crypto is not responding at all. When the S&P 500 has a correction, crypto simply melts down. In this cycle, we have an abusive relationship between crypto and the stock markets, and here is what's really concerning. This is one of the reasons why I think XRP is going to reach lower levels. As I said in other videos, I don't think we have yet reached the bottom. And honestly, I pray I am wrong about these predictions, and I pray that tomorrow XRP is going to be at $10, but unfortunately, that's not the reality that I am watching right now. And here's the deal. The S&P 500 is still trading near all-time highs. If you measure the S&P 500 in euros instead of dollars, the chart will not look that great. And when you measure this exact same graphic in gold, you can argue that the S&P 500 is not even keeping up with inflation. However, the real problem is that the S&P 500 hasn't had a significant correction since last year. Can you picture this scenario that you see here on the charts? Can you understand the implications of this scenario in the crypto markets? What happens to BTC price if we have a massive correction on the S&P 500? Do you really think this is a healthy economy? With massive layoffs and credit card delinquencies, the economy is not that healthy as we are being told in the news. So what happens to the crypto markets when there is a significant correction on the S&P 500? That can be the final blow to BTC. That can trigger BTC price to drop below $60,000 once again, triggering massive liquidations and putting MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor in real trouble. So here's the big idea. Has XRP reached its bottom yet? Well, it's extremely difficult to predict the bottom in the crypto markets. But considering so many factors, I would give a probability of 8 out of 10 that XRP has not reached its bottom yet. A 5 or 10% correction on the S&P 500 would be enough to put MicroStrategy in real trouble. That would affect the entire crypto markets and perhaps could cause XRP to drop even below $1. Would I be buying more XRP? Absolutely yes. Am I selling my XRP because I consider this scenario is a real possibility? Absolutely not. This is exactly how 95% of investors are going to get priced out of XRP. And just a reminder, XRP's success depends on the failure of the current financial system. And we do have an important message from Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, to the XRP community. When we had this huge market correction, he has quoted Warren Buffett. Be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. Well, the CEO is giving you the blueprint. This is not a financial advice, and I don't think Brad Garlinghouse meant to give any financial advice. But when there is blood in the streets, that's exactly when I am buying. So if XRP drops to lower levels, I'm going to be increasing my buy. Most XRP holders, in fact, own less than 1,000 XRP. That means a big correction would be just a tremendous opportunity so that holders can increase their positions and actually climb on the XRP ladder. Become a top 10%, perhaps become a top 5%, top 1%. If you have a solid strategy and you DCA and a strong mentality, you can get to the top.
I think, anytime there's a new market, there's a lot of people that run into that market and try to show that they can solve a problem, they can deliver a customer need. I have said publicly before that I think 99% of all crypto probably goes to zero. But there is that 1% where I think that is focused on solving a real problem for real customers and is able to do that at scale. And that's going to be game changing. And I think that's going to continue to grow significantly in the decades ahead.
Thank you, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. Are you bullish about XRP in 2026? What do you believe happens next? XRP back above $2 or actually a correction below $1? For the records, the lowest I think XRP is going to get on this cycle is perhaps 70 cents. So it's wise to have some buy orders, not financial advice. And if you want to trade crypto without KYC, I'm going to drop a link in the description of this video. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to see you in the next video. With so much volatility and uncertainty in the crypto markets, you can't afford any mistakes. So if you hold XRP and you leave XRP in centralized exchanges, you don't really own the keys. Your funds might end up being wiped out if there is an exchange failure. And this is exactly why Elipal is one of my favorite choices for keeping my funds safe. Elipal has the world's first air-gapped cold wallet, a solid device built in full metal that can resist physical damage. I'm currently using Elipal Titan 2.0. That's a solid choice for a cold wallet. This device keeps your funds completely offline. That means no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, no access to external threats. This ensures your private keys remain offline forever. And this is also my favorite crypto card. This is called Elipal X Card Cold Wallet, and you can always opt for the 3-card setup, so in case you lose your card, you can always have a backup card. That's no issue at all. This card comes with military grade protection. It works offline, so you can basically use everywhere. It's built to use on a day-to-day basis, and it's also very small and easy to transport around. If you take your crypto holdings seriously, you can't have your seed phrases on paper. And this Elipal seed phrase made of steel is actually the perfect solution. So it's completely waterproof and fireproof. It's made to survive natural disasters. This is built to survive natural disasters, so it's just a perfect solution if you want to keep your cryptocurrency safe. So if you want to get any of the Elipal devices I just showed you, I'm going to drop the link in the description of this video. You're also going to find a 10% discount code on the screen. So you can just pause the video, copy this code out, put that on the website, and you're going to get 10% off in every single one of Elipal products. Now let's get back to the video.